Hi, I'm Chris Burdick, CPA, creator of EasyBooks by Chris, and thank you for purchasing the EasyBooks by Chris Small Business Bookkeeping and Tax Workbook. I created this for small businesses and freelancers to help bookkeeping and simplify tax season. Let's get started.
Okay, welcome to Easy Books by Chris. Um, I'm Chris Burdick, CPA. This video will show you everything you need to know to get started with this workbook. The best place to start is the Start Here tab. And this is a quick start guide, essentially, to get up and running and analyzing your business income and expenses. Um, so I wanted to show you what the entire Start Here tab looks like, and then I'll zoom in a little bit so everybody can see a little bit better. Um, but this is essentially, it's a very simple sheet to get you started, um, on using this workbook effectively. Um, so I'm going to zoom in and show you basically exactly where you need to start, right? Okay, so there's basically a couple steps to just get this workbook set up, so it can be used effectively for you. And I would start right here with this quick start guide. So the first thing you want to do is update your settings, which is right here on the settings tab. We'll go over that in a second. And then the most important part, enter your transactions, which is very simple on this workbook. Just needs to um, be in the correct format, which I will have a whole separate tutorial on the transactions tab. These are just currently made up transactions, which um, just for test purposes. Um, but these are easy to mimic, these columns, but these are very simple, but these need to be um, in order for this workbook to work, this needs to be in this exact order. And then the next step, review your dashboard. I mean, everything else is just review. Once you get settings and transactions set up, everything else is simple. The workbook does all the work for you. The dashboard just provides you with some graph representations of what your data is showing, which you can use. You can use the drop down menu to choose what your period is. If you wanted to do year to date, you could click there. It'll also show you easily by quarter. So that's kind of a neat tool. These two down at the bottom are year to date. They will not change based on what you choose out of this reporting period, but these top two are period specific. So if we choose Q2, you'll see that these amounts change. So you can see um, your revenues versus your expenses, and then what your top expense categories are. So maybe you could figure out places to um, cut expenses if you feel like you're spending too much money. Um, okay, let's move on. Um, Monitor tax savings. That would basically be through the tax estimator here. We're gonna skip that for just 1 second. We're gonna go from the dashboard to the monthly P&L, which is the statement of profit and loss, which is very helpful when analyzing business uh, business data. So you can see how it's set up here. We have the months across the top. We have sales revenue, other income. So you have your total revenue, and then you have your direct costs, your G&A expenses, your net profit down here at the bottom. So these are all formula driven. They will all update based on your updating of the transactions tab and the settings tab. So let's jump over to the tax estimator. Now this is just a simple, useful tool which will help you specifically calculate the amount of savings, tax savings, that is recommended on a quarterly and a yearly basis. So as you can see, I mean, there's an estimated tax savings plan. So this large number here is recommending that you save $13,700 for the entire year, and that's based off the revenues that you have, or based off the profit that your transactions tab is calculating. And it also will give you by month how much it believes you need to save and how much you need to save by quarter. Again, this is your tax breakdown by individual tax for this number. So self-employment tax, federal income tax, state income tax. Depending on what state you're in, the state income tax will vary. So if you're in Florida or other non-income tax states, for instance, this will update and tell you that you don't need to save for state income tax. But again, you would control your tax state based on input here on this tab. And I just want to reiterate that this is specifically for estimating your taxes, planning purposes. This does not constitute CPA calculated tax numbers. So this is just to be used as a guide. This tax estimator. I would still rely on professional tax help come tax time, but I think that this workbook will make it easier for you to pass along your information to your accountant. And really this last tab will help a lot with that. This is the CPA package. So this CPA package is 100% designed to based around the Schedule C. So if you've been in business long, you know a Schedule C is your business income, which flows through to the face of your 1040, which is your tax return. But the Schedule C is where you input all of your business revenue and expenses. So this tab here, first off, has your annual snapshot, which would just show the metrics, essentially your total revenue for the year, your total direct costs and expenses, and then what your net profit is. These are the same numbers from the tax estimator, but then it breaks it out based on categories that you choose in the transactions tab, based on the line number for the Schedule C. I don't have a copy of the Schedule C on me, but your tax preparer would 100% understand what to do with this and know exactly where it goes, and would be very appreciative of having this information laid out for them instead of having to try to figure out themselves. So again, all of these are formula based, so they will feed off of your transactions tab. There's a couple of year-end, tax reminders, you could say, down at the bottom. Just some questions that you should ask yourself about your tax situation. And then what this means for your taxes. It tells you basically the same information that the tax estimator has. It just puts it into a nice paragraph for you. So, I mean, that is pretty much it. That is the quick start. Again, I would start here clearly, and go from there. The settings tab, and the transactions tab are the two tabs that are going to be the most used by you, the customer. The rest are just or I should say, they're going to be the ones that you need to edit the most. These shouldn't need editing. They're just informational, and they flow based off of those two tabs. So So that's pretty much it for the quick start. Now you're ready to get started using your QuickBooks file. So I will have other videos. You can see down here at the bottom on the start here that there's links uh, to other videos for tutorial purposes. I would look on the start here tab for those as well. I'm going to go into more details about other tabs to make sure everybody's on the right track. So again, thank you again for your purchase. And yeah, now you're ready to get started. All right, thanks.